What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me doing the PVE tier list, updated PVE tier list for Grand Cross, end of 2022 tier list here. I wanted to do this video, guys, because I know a lot of you guys have been requesting for an updated PVE tier list, and I haven't done a PVE tier list since my last one, which was in I think it was in like August. So it's been a minute, guys, you know, for sure, in terms of, you know, a tier list here where we can go over all the characters in the game. And if you guys want to know where why I ranked every character on this tier list already, definitely make sure to check out my video from August, which I'll link in the description. Because it basically gives you guys my thoughts on each character and why I ranked them in each tier, basically. So yeah, definitely make sure to check out that video. And with that out of the way, you know, let's hop in and we'll do the rest of the characters that have come out since then on Grand Cross. So yeah, one last thing I wanted to mention though, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not already, guys. It's like, I think it's like 60% of you guys are watching my videos and are not subscribed. Hit the subscribe button, man. I know you guys keep coming back for the videos, man, and you know, a lot of you guys keep requesting videos and I'm there to do them for you guys. So yeah, man, definitely make sure to subscribe. With that out of the way, let's hop into the tier list. So the first character we got, I put them all in order of release, by the way, so you guys can see from Donar all the way to Valenti. And I'm gonna have the PvP tier list a little bit later today as well. So yeah, I'm recording this a day early, but this will be out on Thursday. But yeah, anyways, Donar is going to go in the A tier with Jormungand and Miguelda. As you guys can see, the reason why I'm giving Donar A tier is because universal for most PvE content or is made for the demonic beast battles. I value demonic beast battle very, very highly in PvE because that is the hardest PvE content in the game, especially with Donar being, you know, made for Skull and Haughty, and that's the hardest PvE content in the entire game. So she automatically has to be in this bracket of tier in terms of like how strong a character is. So I'm definitely gonna put Donar in the A tier right there, universal, but mainly because she's made for the demonic beast battles, not because she's universal for PvE. But yeah, that's gonna be Donar right there. Alright, so the next character we have on the list is going to be Reinhardt, and I'm personally gonna put Reinhardt in the B tier niche. Niche used for most content or made for one specific content. And the reason why I'm going to put Reinhardt in this tier is because I have Purgatory Bond in this tier. And I don't really think Reinhardt gets like too much usage like past, you know, into like A tier or S tier or anything like that, because you know he's made to be on a HP scaling team, and the only HP scaling team is with the Purgatory Bond comp. So I don't really see much use out of it in PvE, but he is good in Skull and Haughty. I have seen Nagato clear Skull and Haughty with Reinhardt, and I know he's very good in some tower stages as well, just being on the Bond team in general. So we'll give him the B tier. I think that's a, you know, pretty generous ranking for Reinhardt right there, but yeah, that's gonna be Reinhardt. Alright, so the next character we got is going to be Echidna, and so for Echidna, I'm gonna give her the B tier. Because she's pretty good, and I think, you know, she is niche in most content. I do think she is made for one specific content, which is gold farming, as she's probably one of the best characters for gold farming in general. If you're running like an unknown race team, I think she could get the job done, and she's pretty good in that. You know, I have tested her out on the deer as well, and she's okay. But other than that, she just has really the deer and gold farming. But in gold farming, she is one of the best characters for gold farming in general, man. Because you have infect AoE, you have sever AoE, and you're also boosting like unknown race allies basic stats as well, just by being on the field with them. So you know, that is a really big bonus from Echidna. So I'm gonna give her at the very least B tier. Same with Reinhardt. So both on the same tier in terms of PvE viability. The next character we got is going to be Chandler, and I don't really see much use for Chandler in PvE, to be honest. I think I'll probably just put him in C tier because he does technically work as a backline. Like, let me pull up GC database here, and I'm gonna show you guys like he actually can be used in PvE as a backline. So I don't think it's like complete viability is like useless, right? Because it specifies it increases pierce rate by 40% if allies are, you know, applicable heroes, which means if they're demons or commandments, and it also increases their damage dealt by 30% for each debuff, like, you know, up to 30% for each debuff, right? Which can work in PvE, but there's not many scenarios that I think it would work in PvE. So I think because of that, we'll give Chandler the C tier. But you know, he is pretty good if you do run like a demon team in PvE. But you know, you're not really running them too often, so probably just you know, C tier right there for Chandler, man. Moving on here, we have Fast Merlin. So Fast Merlin, I'm gonna give the B tier, just like I did Echidna, because she is one of the best gold farmers as well, literally with Echidna. Double AoE. She applies debuffs on the enemy. What else is there to say? I think she's just a good farming unit. I think she's in the same boat as Echidna, where I kind of talked about how strong Echidna is. Well, you know, Fast Merlin kind of does the same thing, where that she's, you know, double AoEs, she's dealing a lot of damage AoE, and gold farming for her is going to be very, very quick. So, you know, I'll give her the B tier because she is made for that one specific content, being the gold farming. But yeah, Merlin is pretty good in farming, and you can run both Echidna and Merlin together on an unknown gold farming team. Literally, both of them together is really, really strong. So yeah, that's where I would place Merlin. Alright guys, so the next character we got here is going to be Eastin. So I think Eastin, if I'm not mistaken, I think she's PvE or PvP only. Let me check again. I forgot. Yeah, she's PvP only, so I don't really see much viability for her in PvE. So I think I'm just gonna put not viable, because she only really has that PvP passive. Same with like Ominous Nebula, where like, you know, they're only really having a PvP passive. So because of that, I don't really see much viability. Her cards aren't anything too crazy either, just gauge reduction, AoE, and flood. So yeah, we're probably just gonna slaughter in the D tier, not viable in the PvE content. Alright guys, we have the Shield Hero collaboration characters next on the list here to rank. First character we got here is going to be Filo. So Filo, same tier. Actually, it's crazy because this whole unknown race farming gold team was created through these three characters, in my opinion. If you run Filo, she can act as like a red Brunhild like alternative. Which is really, really good. So you can run her as like an alternative to Red Brunhild on gold farming. Do I even have Red Brunhild? Okay, she's in C tier. Okay, I mean, I might move her up too, because she's pretty good in gold farming, right? I'll give her that, right? She's really good in gold farming. Philo is just a replacement of Brunhild, and you know, Philo can be run in, I would say, a lot of PvE content in the game. I think you can run her in Deer as well. She's kind of like the same boat as like Echidna in a sense, right? She's gonna be really, really strong there, and you know, she does work in PvE. She's not, you know, relegated only to PvP. So because of that, I'm gonna give her the B tier. Same with the, you know, the Merlin, and I moved Red Brunhild up as well because her viability in gold farming is very, very good. Like, she has her niche being in gold farming. So yeah, that's gonna be the Philo right there. Let's move over to Naofumi. So Naofumi I don't think has too much PvE viability. This is gonna become like, I don't know, man. It's hard to say, guys. I think he'll probably go in the C tier for PvE at the very least, because he's not really a PvE character. He's more of a PvP character, right? If we look at Naofumi's kit, we can pull him up. Naofumi isn't really like doing much in PvE, right? If we look at his kit here, he puts up a stance, defense related stance is pretty good, and then he has this AoE curse, which, you know, most PvE, like most bosses in PvE, you're not gonna be able to apply this. So like, the only viability I see him in is like farming, but he doesn't do enough damage until he starts ramping up when he's taking hits. So I don't really see much viability for Naofumi in PvE. So because of that, we'll probably just put him in the C tier or maybe even D tier. To be honest, I mean, I'll put C tier just because you can run him on Bird. Like, you can run him as like a substitute taunt character on Bird. It's just so like, it's so like rough, but you can do it, right? If you run like a full mono blue team, you definitely can do it. Like, I've seen it. You can run Miguelda, you can run Naofumi, you can run Raphtalia, and then you run like Cusack or like the One Escanor, and I think that's a good team. So, you know, there is some viability, so we'll give him at the very least C tier, but I don't really see much improvement there from Naofumi in terms of PvE content. Alright, and then Raphtalia is going to be in the same boat as Naofumi, where if you're going to be using Naofumi in PvE, you're probably bringing Raphtalia with him. So because of that, I'll give them both the C tier. I don't really see, you know, Raphtalia really doing more than Naofumi. I mean, you know, wait, is she PvP only? Let me make sure, because I'm not too sure if Naofumi or if Raphtalia is PvE. PvP only. I think she's PvE as well. Yeah, okay, she is PvE. So, you know, I don't know. I think she's probably the same rank as Naofumi, just because they're both needed on the team to, you know, benefit each other. So, yeah, I would say Raphtalia will go into the C tier there, where she's basically power corrupt in most content, but has her niche use. Moving on to the GOAT of PvE content, I'm gonna put Kizuna. Okay, this is a hard thing to say, but I think Kizuna does go A tier. I honestly, like, low-key, if she was able to be used in Demonic Beast, she might go up here. But, you know, A tier is a fair ranking in my opinion, because Kizuna, you're not able to use her in Demonic Beast, but any other PvE related content, she's going to be super cracked. She's going to be cleansing your team, ranking up her skills, and also giving your team 30% attack related stats for 2 turns, which is such a such a valuable, you know, holy relic to coincide with her passive. And, you know, her AoE skill is pretty good, so you could run her on like a farming team, let's say. Her buff is really good, so if you're running a character like Trader Melly, you know, just having the basic stat increase and then also getting this attack related 30%, very, very good. I know she's really good in OG Demon as well, but I did put her higher than Summer Diane because Summer Diane's only used in OG Demon, whereas Kizuna, you can use her in Final Boss, you can use her in farming, you can use her in, you know, just, she's mainly just a super universal PvE unit for a lot of the content in the game. So she's kind of like the same situation as like Green Arthur in a sense, where like, you know, you're gonna use her in a lot of the content just like Green Arthur is whenever you're bringing him. So yeah, man, I think Kizuna is a very, very good PvE character. I'm gonna give her the A tier, universal for most PvE content. Alright, moving on, guys, we have Demon Cusack. Demon Cusack actually does have some viability as being a demon backline for attack-related stats. Cusack, not like Zeldris, but Cusack has kind of the same thing where he increases demon allies attack-related, but it's not PvP only. Whereas, you know, Ominous Nebula Zeldris was PvP only. So you can run Demon Cusack in the back of like a demon team in PvE. But there's not many demon teams in PvE that warrant that. But because he does have backline viability, I'm going to give him the same rank as Demon Chandler, where, you know, you can run him in the backline, but it's only really going to be for a demon team. And if you are running a demon team, it's not really, you know, like, well, what are you going to run the demon team on, right? So I do see that there is some value, but it's not like super insane in terms of PvE content. Alright, guys, we're moving into the One Ultimate Escanor. We finally have another character that is in the S tier universal in all types of PvE content. Escanor is a good farmer. He's a good demonic beast clearer, all 3 demonic beasts. He's good in literally anything you take him into. Escanor is going to clear it. So he's in the same boat as Trader Melly, where I see him as one of the best, you know, overall characters in the game. In my opinion, Escanor, like across all content in the game, is the best unit in the game. You know, Trader Melly had that spot for a while, but I do think Escanor has taken the spot because he just does a little bit more than Trader Melly. But you could argue that Trader Melly is better, but because since this is a tier list, I'm ranking them in the same tier. So it's not that Escanor is better than Trader Melly in this tier, it's that they're both S tier units, universal in all types of PvE content. So, you know, Escanor and Trader Melly, best units in the game, man. Definitely make sure to pick them up if you have not already, or build them if you have not already. So, you know, I just wanted to, you know, kind of talk about that. But you guys know how good Ultimate Escanor is. I've done so many videos on him already, and he's just super insane in PvE content. So that's going to be Ultimate Escanor. Alright, guys, so the next 2 characters here, I'm gonna preface, I have not used either of the characters yet on my account. Valenti obviously is not out on global yet, and Grimmjow, he just hasn't been given out yet in terms of the jump box event, because I think he's the last, one of the last boxes you get him from. So we'll have to look at their kits and then just kind of rank them based on, like, you know, how I feel how good they the characters are. Alright, so for Grimmjow here, he is viable in PvE content, right? It doesn't specify that his passive is PvP only. So for every buff on the hero, increases the hero's defense related stats. And he's going to buff himself and give him, you know, basic stats, evasion. He has detonate single target based on his defense, so he has some synergy there with his defense. And then his ultimate here is actually going to give him defense related stats as well, and it's going to taunt. So, you know, seems pretty good. His Holy Relic is kind of useless. If it gave, like, you know, defense related stats increase through it, with the ultimate move gauge, it would be very, very good. But other than that, I don't know, like, what are you really gonna use Grimmjow in? He looks good, but I don't really see much viability. I mean, you can run him on a Raphtalia Naofumi team, sure. I think maybe, actually, maybe on the bird, he could be good on this team. If you do like Naofumi, Raphtalia, Miguelda, and then him, like low-key, could be a good team. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really personally see much use at a Grimmjow, but I do think he's at the very least has some use. Like, you know, some type of use for sure. Like, there has to be something you could use him on, right? You know, increasing the hero's defense related stats, and then he also increases basic stats, which defense is part of that, and he has evade as well. Yeah, well, at the very least, we'll give him C tier right there, because I think he does have some type of PvE viability. But yeah. Moving on, we have the brand new Valenti. So I'm gonna have to look at the Valenti's kit again to kind of get an idea, but from what I saw is that you have to increase her crit defense. Yeah, so decreases crit damage of the enemies participating in battle by the value of the hero's 75% of the hero's crit defense. So I don't know, is that really like worth for PvE though? Like, where did I rank regular Valenti? Let me see. Where did I rank regular Valenti? Because I think regular Valenti, okay, I put her in B tier, so yeah, then that's fair. Because she's doing the same thing as regular Valenti, but instead of resistance for pierce rate, she's doing crit defense for crit damage. So that could be good, right? That definitely could be good. If you give a full crit defense set, right? You know, that Valenti's gonna be pretty good. You do HP crit defense, that could work too. Just like how you do HP defense Valenti and then run resistance rolls. So yeah, I mean, you know, I'll give her the same tier as the regular green Valenti, because I do think they kind of do the same thing. And like, you know, in terms of their cards, she is gonna freeze on rank 1 though. Okay, so that's something to take into account. Freeze on rank 1 and then attack seal on her second skill there. But attack seal and, you know, freeze in PvE, not too many you know, stages you're doing really have that, you know, scenario where you're gonna be able to freeze or even you know, attack seal. So yeah, I mean, overall, I think just for the passive value, I think it's pretty good. Like, having her on the team and stuff. Like, maybe on, like, a Reinhardt Bond team, you could run her there, too. You know, could be possible. She is human, so, you know, there is that possibility. But, yeah, man, I think that'll be it for the tier list, though, guys. Let me know what you think. If I rank these characters pretty well. Again, check out the other, my PvE tier list that I made 3 months ago, because it was just basically before all these characters I just added. So you can see my thought process for why I ranked every single character in what tier. That video is going to kind of explain it a little bit better. But yeah, this was kind of the more up-to-date one though. So you guys at least see like which characters are ranked where, and you can pause the video and kind of look at which characters, you know, you want to see are good, and you can see what, you know, ranking they are in. So that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely make sure to like, comment, subscribe, you know, all the usual stuff. And with that out of the way, guys, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. I'll have the PvP tier list come out a little bit later, but the PvE one's going to be first, you know, on Thursday. But I am pre-recording this. But yes, that's gonna be it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a good rest of your day.